Hey, and welcome to Matt and Jess TV. I am Matt Rose.
And I'm Jessica Bun Bun.
We are here with our new edition of Big Brother 28 live feed spoilers. Today is day 11, and boy, what a day has it been in that house.
Yeah, it's been wild having Devens as the HOH. Oh my God.
We've had so much entertainment. We've had plotting of what is effectively a big stage show nomination ceremony. Like, this is the thing about Devens. Like, we love Devens. The good and bad of him is that he can never help himself. Like, he is constantly running on a high energy. He wants to make a big show, and I appreciate all of this. Is this probably putting a bigger target on his back? 1,000,000%, absolutely.
Absolutely. That's why he was on the live feeds being all like, give me all the smoke. I will take all the smoke. I'm like, oh boy, you are going to get a lot of smoke for this.
Yeah.
It definitely made me feel like maybe he might not end up at the end of this game, but he will definitely go out in flames.
Yeah, there are two things that are worth noting right now, and this is with all of our love of Devens in mind here, and this is number one.
Yep.
There is a reason why D1 Survivor and Rick Devens is not one Survivor, and this is probably a part of it.
I know, but he's so entertaining.
Number two, Devens. Tucker also did this, and you see where it led to Tucker going in Big Brother. It did not end up lasting all that long, but I mean, we really appreciate it. There's so much to get into with the lead up to nominations themselves. We have the ghost of Vince Pinero coming back into the Big Brother house in a very unexpected way as well.
Absolutely. It's so fun.
Okay, so before we go any further here, be sure to join our YouTube memberships because we have posted a brand new discussion over there exclusive for our YouTube members that is all about if you are a newbie on a season of Big Brother that is full of returning players. What can you do in order to make it through? Like, is there anything you can do when the odds, like, they're stacked so high against you? We really dive into what we're seeing. We take a look at the past and what similar seasons have looked like. It is a really fun discussion.
Thank you so much to everyone who has joined our YouTube memberships. It really helps us here at the channel.
Yeah, we are very grateful for all of that, and we'll have those exclusives for you every week throughout all of the season. Okay, so we'll just start here, of course, with the fact that Devens is the new head of household. Yeah, like it's fun to have Devens in this role.
He's so messy.
Like, he's so messy. He is so entertaining. Like, there is already this bizarre sliding doors moment here where this is apparently one of those HOHs where you competed in duos and something happens to determine who the sole HOH with.
Yep.
It seems like Devens was with Haley and he tried to sort of let her win because realistically, Devens did not need to win this head of household. Like, these two Survivor stars, you don't need to have this big of a target on you early on.
No, back to back, having D then Devens, it's not helpful to either of them, truly.
No, and I think there's a really funny situation that also spawned out of Devens winning because at first when he won, and I wonder how many live feeders turned off the feeds after he said this, because he did say, all right, we're just going to do the talk tomorrow. I haven't been staying up all late all season. This is not going to be the night. And then he proceeded to stay up until, I don't know, 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my goodness, that wouldn't be me. I'd be like, next day, I don't care.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I like to go to bed at a reasonable hour. I'm in my old lady era.
I am in between. If you want to catch me before like midnight or 1 a.m., I think I can make it to 1 a.m. on the Big Brother. But 3 a.m., you know, the last time I stayed up until 3 a.m., I was not, let me put it this way. I'm going to turn 40 later this year. I'm pretty sure 2 was the first digit in my age at that point. It has been a very long time, guys.
It has been a long time since I've been up past 10 o'clock, so we'll be saying that.
All right, well, as we just said earlier, like, Devens obviously wants chaos. He wants to lean into it, like, throughout the day. He's tried to have fun. He's planned to call out the other side of the house, the Rome side of the house. He's tried to reiterate throughout the whole thing, okay, you know, it's not personal. This is all just game. It might be dicey. It might hurt a little bit of feelings, which this is all well and good for him to say, but I also kind of feel like if you're receiving this information, like, you're still allowed to take it personally. It's just like he doesn't get to tell you whether or not you can.
No, it's tough too, because I think the other side really understands just how big of an alliance there is going on right now, and that Devens is part of it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Okay, so Devens' decision making throughout this long, drawn out process over the past roughly 24 hours is that he spent a lot of time plotting and thinking. He made it pretty clear early on, though, that he really didn't want to put Yash or Taylor up on the block right away, because I think for all of his messiness and trying to be entertaining here, I think there's still a part of his mind that is thinking, okay, I need to play the long game here. I need to find a way to make some people feel good about me. So Yash, Taylor, I'm not putting you guys on the block. You're not going to have to experience that. Like, you guys are going to be all right with me now. You'll be my friends.
Okay, listen, that part of it makes sense. That is better gameplay in that way. If you're like, you know what, I'm not going to just be part of the pile-on. I'll spread it around to everybody. But then we get into the Rome of it all.
Yeah, because Rome is just one of these guys who you want to tell him that he's going to be okay. You want to listen to him trying to offer deals that, if you protect me or Lyric or Jason, we can all look out for you down the road. Like, this then gets into the I'm going to indulge you and I'm probably then not going to listen to you territory.
Absolutely, because Rome is really someone that he wants out of the house.
Yeah, he wants out of the house. A lot of people want out of the house. And at this point, Devens has a lot more people in his ear. And I think a big part of that reason why is, Devens, Survivor alum, very familiar with the concept of a merge. So we had his alliance, of himself, Angela, Drew, Barrett, Dee, crossovers, call them whatever you will, that they've been running for a good while. And then you had the Camus, Haley, and Chuck group, who, Dee's alliance, they worked with them here or there, but let's be honest, they've been just kind of playing them and using them for their own benefit.
Absolutely, but now they've come together and they're the Tool Shed. I think that's actually a really cute alliance name.
It's a very cute alliance
because
name.
It reminds me of back in the day when you want to do something, you want your parents to know, you're going out to the tool shed and you're doing your little whatever and then you're coming back. And I think that's why I really like it.
I really like it. I will also admit that if I find out that I'm not in that alliance and I'm in the house, I'm probably then going to roll around and be like, what's with these tools in the tool shed? And I'm going to do some really, really dumb pun with it. Yeah, it's a fun name for an alliance that superficially I'm not that excited about, just because, who really wants an 8-person, 9-person? Nobody wants big alliances on the outside watching Big Brother, right?
Absolutely, I totally agree. Them coming together, it's smart for them as game players. It could be very boring for us as watchers. However, Devens really is looking to make this nomination ceremony very, very messy.
Yeah, he wants it to be very messy, and I think a prerequisite for that is that if I'm going to go up there and I'm going to cause chaos, and by causing chaos, he's really meaning call out Rome and most of his side of the house. You do need a little bit of backup. You need people in your corner for that.
Well, that's the thing. Rome has gone up and been like, hey, can you protect Lyric? Can you protect Jason? Oh, you can run over the bus on these other people over here. I mean, you've got Devens then sitting back being like, okay, so for this nomination speech, I'm going to put up the 2 people then that he has said that he wants protected. And then I'm going to run him over to be like, oh, and by the way, you guys over here, he handed you the bus schedule. I have it right here.
It's really funny, if I'm being totally honest. I mean, I don't want to sit here and be like, I'm just twirling a mustache, but it's
so funny. It's not necessarily going to get him the win in the game.
No.
It's going to make people upset. As I've said, jury management, really important. You don't know who of this group that you are screwing over right now is going to end up going to jury. But I can guarantee at this point, if Rome ends up going to jury, Devens, you are not getting his vote.
Yeah, that's okay. I will say something that will make longtime Big Brother viewers very, very angry. And I want to make it clear. I'm not saying that Rick Devens is Dr. Will. I do not think that's the case. They have very different personalities, but there is a little bit of, does anyone remember the old Chilltown diary rooms where they would make the fake phone calls and laugh?
Absolutely, he's mischievous.
Yes, this has the same vibe to it.
My son.
Your son is very, very mischievous.
Yes, he is.
This is a situation where Rick and Angela, they both are similar in this way. Angela likes to cause a lot of chaos, and Angela's been in his ear a lot through a lot of this process, which once again, very, very good for us. But I am also sitting back, and as we have both discussed already, Devens, is Angela really going to be an angel sitting on your shoulder throughout a lot of Big Brother? You've let her handle a lot of the nitty gritty with conversations today. I think Angela's going to be a bad influence on you long term because she gets paranoid very, very quickly.
And then he'll cut her.
Yeah, he needs to. He can't.
He will.
Yeah, I think this is also the thing is, a lot of people online are frustrated about this 8-person group. And, I get it.
I get it. I totally get it. It's not that exciting to watch because in this group, you have a lot of really good competitors. So it just feels like we're always going to have somebody in this group winning, HOH over and over and over again.
But like you just said, with Devens potentially cutting Angela down the road, I would not worry that this is the final 8 because there is a lot of wiggle room. I think a lot of these players are smart enough to know you can't go to the end with certain people. Like your guy, Drew. Like, we'll talk more about Drew later on here, but I think he still wants to keep his other options open because Drew is, why would Drew want to go to the end with Devens? Like, in what world does that ever benefit him?
No, nobody should want to go to the end with Devens unless Devens is going to continue to burn all these bridges along the way. If he is lighting his way forward with the fires and the bridges behind him, at that point, I might be like, maybe I can beat him.
Well, and this is the thing. Like, I know Devens is a likable guy. Like, I find him likable. Yeah. A lot of us find him likable watching at home.
But we're not playing with him.
It's very different when someone goes up there and delivers a dramatic speech in front of you.
And ruins your game.
Yeah, it makes you feel a certain type of way about all of this. Like, it's very fun to watch them talk about this and discuss this idea of, all right, let's call out this other group. But can I ask a question here?
Yes, Matt in the back there.
Yeah. Why did you guys get rid of Ashley then? Like, if your whole plan was, we're going to just call out this other side of the house and we have a definitive side, this is all exactly what Ashley was saying.
I understand, but it shouldn't be up to Ashley, who's not part of the group, to be calling that out. You can't trust her. She was the right person to go.
Yeah, I guess ultimately it's about trust long term. Like, of course, worry about getting rid of a possible number early on, but we've already seen these first 2 HOH cycles. Like, they've got a lot of people on this side of the house who can win competitions. And I think the other part of this that does make this game feel so slanted in the direction of these returning players is you look at the Rome side of it, they're all so disjointed. Like, there's not a lot of unification here. You have a lot of players that are just sitting back, not doing much of anything. Like, we haven't mentioned Lala's name this entire video so far, and she's not the only one. Mallory, she's talked a little bit, but still not that much.
Absolutely. That's kind of the thing here is, I mean, there's a reason why this big alliance has actually come together, and it's because they are cohesively actually working to win the game at this point, where on the other side, you have people that want to win, but, Lyric also just wants to be in a showman. Yeah. So, other people want to relax. They don't necessarily get along with everybody. The people that are really focused on winning have just all come together really early on. And that then does leave all the underdogs all together to kind of scramble and be like, can we be a group? We didn't choose to be together as a group. Yeah. And that's where I look at Trinity and Bryce from Love Island.
I didn't expect this.
They were not behind each other's doors. They went off and figured other things out and ended up going all the way. They came back together and didn't realize that they really could make it work. They felt like no, but then they took the time to get to know each other and they won the show.
It's
spoilers.
Listen, if you have not watched the Love Island finale or been spoiled on social media, but I'm sorry, it's your own fault. I don't know what else to do for you at this point.
But I mean, that does happen is sort of where I'm going with that. That while this group of people may not initially feel like, okay, these are the people I would have wanted to work with, once Devens is really like out there being like, here's the line in the sand, it's us and it's you guys. The other group will have to figure out, can we get together and can we make this work?
Yeah, this is not a group built of entirely duds. I know that there are some frustrating people here, but let's just look at a couple of examples here. Mm-hmm. Rome is obviously hampered big time by this showmance that is frustrating and infuriating to watch. I do not want to watch them love bombing each other all the time. Like, all that's out the window. But this is also a guy who has basically figured out, even before the nomination ceremony, exactly what the plan is going to be, including that all right, I'm probably the replacement nominee target. They don't want to put me up right away. That gives me one more possible competition to win. They're trying to limit my chances. Like, he is reasonably aware when it comes to the game. Not perfect. He has some blind sides, but he's not awful.
No, he's not awful at playing the game.
No, and neither is Melody. And I know I am a Melody supporter, and maybe I'm a little bit biased. Like, yes, some of her reads have been bad. Like, she has put way too much trust at times in Drew, who is not giving her any real reason to trust her time and time again. But she's playing the game. Like, she's not giving up. And I tend to think that if someone like her survives, and, you know, it seems like Melody could be a kind of a front-facing target with these nominations, but at the same time, she's not the real target. But I think if she lasts long enough, like, she could figure at the very least a few things out here.
I think so.
So, like, I'm not willing to give up on that side of the house. It's just that they have some problems, but here is their absolute biggest problem, and this is a pretty big one. Dee and Devens, through all of this stuff from the past 24 hours, they have continued to try to work so that all of the newbies' attention is basically on another newbie. And at various times, it has felt like a lot of these underdogs legitimately believe that Haley either might be running the show or she is the one who is running around and giving orders.
And it's a believable story. I mean, when this all started out, people just didn't like Haley, and it was really hard on Haley, and Haley made it hard on herself for the first while in this house. So, like, of course, this is a very believable story.
Okay, but now here is where we do have to facepalm Rome, and facepalm him really, really hard for a number of different reasons.
Yeah.
Okay, first and foremost, there's this question of whether or not he threw the head of household. Like, he has told some lyric that he did, but Drew and others have been like, okay, did you really do this? Or is this one of those things where you lose the competition, Mr. Macho Guy, just like, oh, I threw it. I didn't actually lose it.
Even if he did or didn't throw it,
Yeah.
stop telling people that. That's not something you want to admit. If
Yes.
I'm in this house and you're like, yeah, I threw it, even if it's your ego, even if you didn't do it, I think that you don't really want to be here. Like, I want to pretend in my mind that everybody is fighting hard for every HOH, even though I know that that's not true and that people will absolutely strategically throw HOHs. But I don't want to hear it from you, because
No.
the minute that I hear it from you, you're on my list.
Yeah, and you should be on the list. Like, this is something you don't need to say to anybody. Like, the only thing
No.
of Rome's questionable actions I will marginally defend is him volunteering to be a pawn, because I think he knew he was probably going up anyway, and he wanted a chance to compete in one more competition. So
Yes.
I will blame most people for that. I won't blame Rome for that. I will blame Rome, though, for one, acting like he was the leader of the house in various conversations. Like, dude, temper it down just a little bit.
Yeah, he's out here thinking he's the winner. We're so early in.
Yes. And also, I'm going to give you grief for you were talking to Lyric really overnight, and saying that Angela's living vicariously through the hot girls because, they have what she can't. And it's just like, this is a mentality. It's just gross. Like, I get you're probably saying it to Lyric because she's upset or whatever. You're trying to make her fed, but just don't say this. It's a bad look. And you had a chance to have a lot of people on your side as an underdog from the fandom. Like, people were voting for you to get the advantage.
I get why he's trying to gas her up, but putting down another woman to bring another woman up, it's icky. I don't like it. But,
No.
I haven't been a fan of Rome anyways. So, par for the course. You keep on riding down that road there, Rome. I still don't really like you.
I tried to get on the road with Rome, but I left it alone.
can't.
I left it the moment the showman started, because it's just like, in my heart, I can't really root for it. Here's the one thing I will say is that Rome at least gave us good feeds for about 12 hours, starting from like the wee hours of the night, moving into the morning, late morning, early afternoon, because the tool shed, they had this idea, which is never really a great idea. Let's just all meet up together.
No, it's a bad idea.
Like, it's just one of these sort of things. Even if it's not the entire alliance, even if it's just like 7 out of 8 or 6 out of 9, you don't want too many people in the same group in a room at once. So, like, Rome clocks this, and he is just like, all right, I'm gonna go up here. I'm gonna try to enter. He can't enter. The door is locked. he just sits outside and just stews for a very long. I love watching people be upset and they can't even really say anything in the moment.
Well, this is also why with Devens, where he's basically like, I'm just going to call out the line in the sand. You
Yeah.
might as well at this point, because you definitely did at that point not letting him in.
Yeah, and Rome did not handle it great. Like, there was a long
No.
sequence after all this where he's just staring at people really uncomfortably. Like, the situation got super, super awkward. Like, he did apologize for it this morning. He was just like, hey, Devens, I was really, really frustrated about what you were doing. Devens was like, okay, you know what? I understand. It's never good to be feeling left out. Like, Angela even said she was sorry because she was kind of laughing awkwardly at one point in the aftermath. Like, I sympathize. Nobody wants to be not invited to the cool kids table, all of that sort of stuff. Like, I've always felt bad for any person who gets locked out of the HOH room that way.
Absolutely, it does suck. But because of what you said to Lyric, you know what? You're kind of even now.
Okay, well, let's just get into the fights now, because this is what we really all are living for here, is fights.
Fight,
And the
fight,
fight.
fight.
Listen, we may have even more of this, because Angela has already just been practicing her speech for everything she wants to say to Jason. And, hopefully we're going to be getting more of that sooner rather than later here. But, Jason, in the aftermath of everything last night, he confronted Barrett and he decided he just wanted to go ahead and go all in, being like, you and D, you're using me. You're getting closer to me in order to play me. You're trying. And it's just, Jason, are you upset that you know that this big alliance meeting is going to get a lot of airtime? And it's just like, I need to be Mr. Airtime yet again. I'm going to go and pick a fight with somebody.
That's absolutely what it feels like. I mean, we all saw the episode this week where we saw Jason with his fake tears and hugging Angela, and Angela trying to comfort him, and then him rolling his whole face at the camera about it. And he has said that he was concerned that because the vets are here, that they're going to end up having all the screen time. He's not wrong. They do. And also because HOH, I mean, they're going to end up having screen time, but they were going to anyways, even if they weren't HOH. There's a reason why they were brought back, and it's for entertainment. It is for this. So I already felt like, why did Jason do this with Angela? If not for screen time, because it doesn't actually benefit his game.
No.
Because he went and told Drew that he did this, so that, he maybe could have used that as a manipulation with Angela. If he had kept it to himself, Angela probably would have brought him in, but he didn't do that. So I was like, okay, so this was all just to have this big moment for TV, so he could roll his whole face, thinking that everybody out here still hates Angela. And there certainly are lots of people that still do.
Yeah.
However, it's been kind of interesting to see that, it was like people either love her, people either hate her. But this season, there's now some people that are in the middle with her, that are kind of warming up to her because of what you did. So if these fights that are all kicking off now, that's what this feels like, is that Jason's like, I'm not going to get screen time because these vets are here. I'm not working with them. So here we go.
Another person to watch in the fight department now is Haley, who already had a dust up last night with Yash. She heard him saying some things about her that were not entirely accurate. She decided to correct him on it really right away. This is why I wouldn't want to be allies with Haley in the house, just because I do not find her interesting, but I understand why people would want to be allies with her, because she is down to fight. Like, she is down to have arguments. I think this is something that's going to spiral, but let's just talk a little bit more about Yash here, because this does tie into what we were saying earlier about how this big tool shed, some tools are eventually going to be flying out of this. Like, this alliance isn't going to stick around forever.
No, especially when you've got people like Angela, who could and will end up spiraling out, and they will have to cut her. Somebody like Haley, who is going to be out here picking fights and doing what she needs to do. At some point, people will be like, okay, well, if we have to cut somebody, this is the person to cut.
Yeah, and we have these people in the tool shed who are still trying to extend, whether it's olive branches, feelers, like throughout the day here leading up to the nomination ceremony. Drew was continuing to try to Drew it up and have conversations.
It's the truth.
It is the He is doing the truth with Melody, with Jason, like continuing to have these conversations with them to make them sort of feel like this is what's happening in the game, trying to make himself look a little bit innocent, not as informative as to what's going on as he actually is. And what I think is happening here is I do feel like Melody and Jason know on some level they can't fully trust Drew. Like Rome has already realized it. I think Mallory knows as well, but I just think how else are you going to react to this situation? Like, you can't be super, super mad at him because you need him to flip on that alliance eventually, and you need him to have people that he can flip to, right?
And that's the thing. I think unless he actually thinks he can beat anybody on that team, I could absolutely see Drew flipping on this alliance when he needs to, which is why I think he's in a very good situation right now. He can ride with the vets for as far as he needs to, and if he doesn't think he can beat them, he can drop them.
I also,
if he can keep this up.
But I kind of think he can. Like, it's been long enough in the house where even when people have not trusted him, he's gotten past it. And I mean, some of that might be they're a bigger threat. Some of it might just be he's very, very charismatic, but he's continuing
Charisma goes a long way.
It does go a very, very long way. Like, I continue to be impressed with him. Like, I'm more impressed with...
Welcome.
Well, listen, I'm still rooting for Melody, but like, I still feel like Drew is playing one of the best games in there. I will tip the cap slightly to Angela. Like, she's going to crash out, but I appreciate her continuing to try. I really think her continuing to try to put work in with Yash is one of the most random alliances of this entire season. It's not even a full alliance, but I just kind of feel like that's also something that's going to pay off down the road.
I think it will too. I mean, Yash right now is not anybody that they're looking at. Yash can win stuff. So why not have somebody like that in your pocket that should he end up getting into power and he's not part of the tool shed, Angelo might be okay. And he may go after a D or somebody else.
Okay, well, let's start to, press the fast forward button, get a little bit closer to the nomination ceremony here, because we had all this hype about the BB time capsule, this vote that everyone was voting on. We were all speculating as to who it was going to be.
And we felt that it was going to be Angela, and it was.
This is hilarious. Because all this hype, this is a total nothing burger at the end of the day. It's fun for us.
No, it's so fun. She's wearing the egg costume that Vince was wearing that just delivered so much comedy. It was such a cute outfit. Watching Vince falling over in this egg last season, I absolutely love it. I'm so happy that this is back.
One of my favorite moments of last season was at one point Vince was like crouched down in the egg costume. He had Keanu whispering in one like armhole, and he had somebody else whispering, and this costume is so dumb, but like I do think it's
so good.
It's not as good as obviously having a power, but I'm gonna make a very bizarre statement here. I actually do think this is good for Angela's game, because it shows that America does love her, but at the same time that's gonna make people afraid of her because they don't want to go against America. A lot of people inherently want to be loved, but it's also, how seriously can you take it? I am going to lose my mind if Angela crashes out on somebody while wearing this ridiculous costume.
Well, here's the thing about it, right? Is they know that this can give a reward.
Yeah.
But they also know this can give a punishment. And now they've seen that. So if I was in the house, and I don't know if other people are thinking this way too, that voting somebody to go in and you think that they can't win because the Angela doesn't really win anything.
Yeah.
Then she's probably going to get a punishment. So that's the thing, right? I'd be sitting back being like, okay, did they vote her in because they like her and they want her to win? Well, Angela doesn't win anything. So did they vote her in because they don't like her and they wanted her to have a punishment?
Okay, yeah, so that's the thing. I think this costume is going to be a net positive for Angela through the next few days. I mean, at the very least, it gives her something that stands out, and it gives her something that everybody's going to view her a little bit of a different way and be supportive of her, because it's like, while wearing these costumes can be very, very fun for us as viewers, they also probably stink for the person who's wearing it. Like, I remember from Vince, like, this egg costume is really, really heavy, and you have to carry it with you all the, like, there are certain rules, there's places you can't go. Like, this is a legit punishment, way more so than just like a generic leotard.
Absolutely.
All right, well, now we have reached the nomination ceremony, and it... Thank you very much. It is now official. The nominees are Lyric, Melody, and Jason. Like, there's no surprise here. Like, this was not a day where there was ever going to be like that much of a jaw dropper in terms of who Devens was going to put on the block. It's not about that. It's more about, I think he wants to ruffle some feathers, cause some carnage within that group,
draw a line in the sand.
Yeah, like make people feel like am I less important to Rome than say a Lyric, than a Jason? Like he really wants to divide that group so that they all come running, and like it might be successful. It's going to be all based on how much they're able to let calmer heads prevail, or are they going to sit back and be like, you know what? Maybe we should have listened to Ashley more. Like maybe Ashley was really onto something and we have to work together.
Yeah, too little, too late, though.
Yeah, well, this is going to be what makes this next 24 hours very, very interesting with the veto, with all of that. Because, like, if Rome does go this week, I'm going to draw a parallel here. We both love Mr. Pictacular. When Jesse was eliminated by the Coup de Jeff in Big Brother 11, there were people who acted like he legitimately died in that house. Like, they were sobbing. They were, like, holding ceremonies for him.
I was so mad.
I was so mad too, but it was just like the way they reacted. I could kind of see some of Rome's allies acting the same way if he goes this week. And I am just kind of like, are you guys ever going to recover from this? You better, because this is still a really long season.
I just want to see either Rome or Lyric go this week because I want to see that showman's over, because it feels like either one of them could be really good players if the other one was out of the house.
Yeah, I don't want to watch a showman's. I've had enough of it. It's taken up too much airspace already. We'll see what happens, but that is where we are going to cap off our Day 11 edition of Big Brother 28 live feed spoilers.
Yep.
What do you think about Devens' HOA train? The nominations, who are you rooting for in the veto?
Yep.
Share in the comments, and be sure to join our YouTube memberships. Like we said earlier, we have a new exclusive video all about what can the newbies do to survive in an all-returnee season. It's very, very fun. Thank you so much. We will see you here next time.